Testing, testing, testing. One, two, three. Hello, and welcome to another video from your fighting game connoisseur, Keobastein. Let's go ahead and discuss a few things that is going on with both this channel, as well as maybe some potential things or impressions on a few things. However, I will not be giving my impression on the 2SKO beta, which is currently still on live and going. I'm still compartmentalizing my feelings on that, so that'll be for another date, as well as, let's say, maybe my feelings on Evo. Oh boy. Feelings on Evo. But with that said, let's get on to the first docket, the state of the channel. I do have some more battle archives coming through from several games from the, if you want a spoiler for those games, there'll be some more Phantom Breaker videos, some Murph Fight finally, and let's see, I'm trying to remember. Oh yes, even some Samurai Showdown. So there will be some more videos coming down the line, so look forward to them. I'm trying to roll those out a bit more slowly and not just dump all of it. But once again, got videos coming down, so look forward to those videos. As far as K-TEIN and K-BAS, K-BAS is my streaming, and I am still not confident when I will be doing streaming. I usually need to put a lot of time to even get the stream started and running, and that has not been easy, to say the least. So K-BAS, not really sure when I might be doing that. K-TEIN, well, you're already seeing the K-TEIN video right now, so I'm still very much interested in doing K-TEINs and whatnot, telling you anything nuance. But I may also want to do some other smaller projects. Like I said, I do want to try to do some maybe reviews on games, mostly the fighting game side and whatnot. Not sure when I will start, since it will require me to sit down, write a script and whatnot, which is not my strong suit. But it is something that I still think it's worth exploring and doing. Another thing I may want to do, maybe do why do I main SYZ character video on my channel. It's something reminiscent to what the Matt Splasher does and what a few other people do, where they may make a video saying why they like to play a certain character and whatnot and why they like them. So I think I might put that down the pipeline. So with that, that covered up the state of the channel. So let's look at some things that maybe I am looking forward to, and there's quite a few here, so bear with me. So at least for things that I know that are happening and whatnot, these are the things I know are happening and I am looking forward to anticipating. One of them is the people who gave us the Romancer 3 Kingdoms fighting game called Kohime Enbu. They have announced that they have some more content coming through. It looks like maybe 2 or 3 more new characters, so that's a pretty interesting thing. We also, at least the community Discord believes that we are going to get rollback, because when they did give us an update on their channel, or not channel, their Twitter, which I think they're called Unknown Gaming, they say that not only going to update the add more content to the game, they say they're going to add a feature that's been a very big popular feature of upcoming fighting games as of late, which leads us to think that's going to be rollback. We're really confident that might be rollback, because what other feature could they be talking about that we may really want? The game has lobbies, it has online training mode, and a couple of the other stuff and whatnot. So yeah, we kind of believe that they're talking about rollback, because that is the topical trendy thing to kind of discuss when it comes to fighting gaming and whatnot. And considering that this is a game that was made many years ago, it's been stated how when it comes to making older games work rollback, that's much easier as opposed to newer games. So it's something that's we're basically hoping will be the case, and I will look forward to it, since I definitely have played that a bit here or there. Another game that is getting its actual net play will be Arcus Chroma, a game that I have minimal experience with, but was nonetheless impressed with the novelty that was giving. I like the presentation, I like the music. Right now, the character I am interested in playing will be the fraud character Murmo. I think it's like Murmo. I'm not sure I pronounced his name, but he's a frog character with a sword. So gives me frog vibes from Chrono Trigger, but then he's also just kind of cool looking. Like he just neatly. All the characters are actually pretty neat, but he's the one I just kind of like gravitates toward. Like when I was looking at characters, like that's one I would probably want to play first, just because how you looked at it and whatnot. I do have a thing for samurais, but yes, Arcus Chroma. The game has already been out on Steam and itch.io, but now it looks like they may be trying to add netplay to their game, and I will be looking forward to that if that is the case. Followed by that, we have Battle 2A Plus. May not know this game, but Battle High was a game that was actually released a while back on the Xbox Live Arcade. So it did get an unofficial sequel. So it did get a sequel in Steam and whatnot. And now they're planning on doing something called a revamp version. Let's say like how Good to Go Ascen Core got Ascen Core Plus R. Basically challenges to the game that they feel may improve the game and whatnot. But the other thing that's also I'm interested in this game is this is the same person who also gave me the other game, Murphy, that added rollback to the game. And they have confirmed that they want to add rollback to Battle High 2 Plus, to 2A Plus. So yeah, it's something I'm looking forward to. It's a game I haven't really dived into. Like I own the game right now, but I just never really dived into it. And I'm kind of interested to see what it kind of like do. I mean, it's probably the next best thing to Rival School, where we're going to get. Well, it's not 3D, but it's 2D. But you know, you get the theming, school, battling, fighting. You get the gist. So, I'm not usually the type to mess with modded stuff, but when I did play Street Fighter 2, Legacy, I think it's called Legacy Edition, where they kind of try to rebalance Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I did kind of like it how that was and whatnot. And now it looks like someone else decided to mod what don't say predecessor, spiritual successor. Well, Karnove's Revenge. Someone decided to go and change out Karnove's Revenge and do their own balance changes with that game as well, which is some pretty interesting, sensible balance changes. They made some changes to how the stun works for characters. They also given each character at least one new move, on top of also streamlining certain characters' movesets. So I kind of like that. It seemed like one of their goals was to decrease some of the snowballing nature of the game, where a lot of times it can be sort of a one touch of death type of deal and whatnot. So, and I kind of like Karnove's Revenge. The character I like playing was Fei Lin, and they did make some changes to her that I like. My favorite changes being that her dive kick is now much more easier to use, because I think it was a decent move, but it was so restricted in its usage that it was prohibitive. So now they kind of open the window to where you can kind of use the dive kick in a little more areas, which I think has helped make her a better character on top of a few other stuff and whatnot. So yeah, Karnove's Revolution, that's the mod version they made. I'm kind of interested to try to explore that game a little bit more and see what's going on with that. Speaking of modded games, we also have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Beyond, a mod version that not only changes the game's aesthetic, but also the game's gameplay, where they make some changes that kind of, I definitely think, improves the game overall. They improved Mind Stone, which was one of the things I kind of wanted to be adjusted, because I like using Mind Stone. Right now, in the current state, the Mind Stone might be maybe almost too strong. It's a little difficult to say. Who knows? Who say a little too strong? I say a little strong, but I don't really know better. To be fair, I just don't know better. It's just rather you could get the storm pretty consistently and whatnot. And even the surge itself, the command grab, they made it much easier to use. This is a much faster thing. So once again, kind of interesting what they're doing with that. So I really want to explore that game, since I'm kind of in the mood for that tag game as opposed to another tag game that I'm pretty sure some people might want me to talk about. I'll talk about 2XKO on another video, but just to say, not the most impressed. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not impressed, if you want a spoiler warning for that. So, but besides that, there are some other stuff that are down the pipeline that actually, there's one more thing also. Bleach Rebirth of Souls, the battle arena game that they have coming out and whatnot. So, that's a battle arena. Yeah, battle arena game. Yes. So I'm already a Bleach fan, so I'm happy for that. It's also a battle arena game, a genre that I feel needs more exploration and more entry of. So I'm glad they're doing that. So overall, I'm looking forward to Bleach Rebirth for Souls more so than I was for Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, or One Punch Man. I definitely got my hand on two of those games. The third one, Jujutsu Kaisen, it came out at a time where I think I was kind of focusing on some other games, or maybe my PS4 wasn't ready to handle it. Irregardless, I still haven't got my hands on Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm glad that it's a 2v2 game, and while reception hasn't been positive, I could still at least see myself maybe going to grab it one of these days. But yeah, Bleach Rebirth of Souls, they did just drop a trailer for Yarichi, and they're showing her to have a lot of counters, so that is kind of getting me excited that we are going to have counter moves, or at least a counter-based character, so I might be playing Yarichi because of that. Now, other things that are kind of down the line that I don't really have any hard details on, but still looking forward to. City of Wolves, right now, we know City of Wolves is definitely coming, just not sure when, but it definitely is coming. And as right now, at least the presentation wise, everything is looking good. I like how they have brought in the mechanics that I was looking forward to, such as the top gauge and to just the fin mechanic. On top of them, adding Rev Blow and Rev Guard, which are some interesting mechanics to add on top of that. It is looking to be like a more conventional footsie based fighting game, which I'm kind of a fan of. They do have just a fan into guard castle, which I'm liking. I heard that it's a bit more harder to use in this version. Not sure if that'll still stay in the case or not and whatnot. But yeah, either I do like the mechanics of Garou, Mark of the Wolves, and it looks like they're going to be present in City of the Wolves. So now it's a matter of just, who am I really going to play? As of right now, I'm at least going to put Marco Rodriguez and Billy Kane in that who I want to play. Maybe Voss Machina, but that's more so because he's like a stand-in for Grant, but it looks like they are changing Grant to be much more of an aggressive fighter and whatnot. So we'll see. Kane is kind of interesting, but I'm not sure if I really play him. We haven't seen him yet, but I'll have to see what they maybe do with Kine to see if maybe if I want to play him or not. Otherwise, I'll probably just either stick with Marco, Billy Kane, and maybe Hotaru maybe Hotaru as well and whatnot. Actually, Cheeselock is not terrible too. So yeah, I at least got a few characters who I may be interested in playing in City of the Wolves. So that's left to be seen. There are a few things that's like further down the pipeline that we don't really know too much about. There's HyperFight 2, which is the sequel to HyperFight, a game that I really underestimated when I saw it so many times on my wish list. I'm like, it doesn't really have the aesthetic I was looking for. And it's like I was saying, we're just doing unique something with fighting games without actually being anything conventional. I was kind of getting a Fancy Strike vibe, at least from impressions I was looking. But when I actually sat down with the game is a lot more impressive than I give credit. It is pretty interesting. I like what some of the things they do. I regret not diving into the game much sooner, but now we got HyperFight 2, which is now looking to add more emphasis on ring out. HyperFight 2 didn't have ring out. They just had like a one-hit KO thing. So now HyperFight 2 has this concept of ring outs, which I think is interesting. It adds another win condition to the fighting game. So I am interested to see how they handle that. A few of the other games that are down the line. There's ZenithBeat, this indie-looking game that this pistol-based fighting game that I don't know if it's actually going to get an official release, but they have some cool characters. I like the sleekness of its design. The character who I'm looking forward to is Fishbowl. Just something about that character I just like. I like the item machine. I just like how they design. There's just something about Fishbowl that I just kind of like about the character and whatnot. Then there's Iron Saga Versus, based off the Iron Saga game series, which I know nothing about besides the fact that it has a lot of other robot characters in the game from other established IPs. But they did show a character that was counter based. Don't know what their name was. I think they were like a green robot, maybe silver. Not really sure. To be frank, a lot of the robots do look the kind of same to me, if you ask me. But either way, they have that character, and that character got me interested. Like, all right, I'm going to see what this game does. Because initially, I just saw a lot of just, here's a combo, here's a combo, here's this special move. So I didn't know, like, okay, what we're going to have beyond these combos and whatnot. Which kind of goes into my next game, Combo Devils. I initially was not probably going to be a fan of this game. Just the name alone kind of emphasized, is this going to be another platform fighter that's just trying to be like Melee, whereas hyper focus on comboing your opponent to death? Because if so, not my cup of tea, personally. But they did show a few more different elements. For starters, it does seem like they have a light bar to their system, something I really wish some platform fighters would have continued to explore, and not just, I think, PlayStation All-Star and whatnot. Yeah, Commodore has a light bar that, like, you don't really keep track of percentage. It just rather seems like when the light bar is up, then it makes it much more easier to KO the opponent. But I don't think you're limited to actually KOing them, I think. I'm not really sure. We'll have to find that out. But they also did show some additional mechanics, such as some parries and parries. I saw one character, some weird superhero looking character who had a weird gun-like head. It had a weird head. And they were doing some parries. I'm like, oh, okay. We got some more stuff going on besides just the combos. All right, you might have my interest, Combo Devils. I don't think the game is in any. There's no really announced release date. I mean, that's not my knowledge, so I have to look into that. And then the other thing I would have looked forward to is Chaos Code Next, which the game just kind of went dormant. But I did like the original Chaos Code, so I'm hoping that that game still manifests itself at some point and whatnot. But till I guess it comes, we will just have to keep waiting and hoping. So I think we're going to actually probably maybe wrap this video up now, since I got kind of most of my feelings out the way and whatnot. Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up right now. There are some other things I could have spoken about, but we're going to say that for another time. So thank you for visiting. I hope you had a great day and have fun.